It's Lael with Lael by Mail. So I recently went on a short little road trip with a friend of mine to a national park here in Utah called Bryce Canyon. And I am working on a traveler's notebook where I will be adding lots of photos and lots of brochures and things like that to memory keep that trip. But what I thought would be fun to do before I dive in to kind of working on the traveler's notebook, which I will share when I have that done, I wanted to talk a little bit about my process of what I do as I'm on a trip to kind of get ready for a project like this, because I know that there will be lots of things that I might want to add, and that's kind of the key word there, is might. So what I have done is I've just gathered a bunch of the things that I collected from the trip. Now, if I am thinking ahead of time, and I didn't in this case, but it actually turned out okay, usually I'll bring a bag with me. And when I say bag, I mean something like this. Something, paper bag or plastic bag, that's something that I can use to collect everything so that I've got one spot everywhere I go, everything goes in that bag. So this bag worked really great for that. Now, I also collected multiple size bags because this little bag I thought would be fun to somehow use in my traveler's notebook. Now, when you are traveling, when you are shopping, things like that, don't be afraid to ask for more than one bag like I did here, because you never know what you might want to do with them. So bags kind of are the start. Now, as I go, I collect everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. So I collected not one, but actually 3 brochures. And they're the same brochure, 3 to the park. And I did that because you never know as you open it up what you might want to use. And in a lot of cases, you can't go back to where you've been. So there's a great map here. There's some information about stars. There's some great titles that I might decide to use, like that one, Exploring Bryce Canyon. On the back side, you have this beautiful kind of fold out. So I grabbed 3 of those. As I said, you never know what you might want to do with them, and sometimes it's good to have more than one. The other thing, this was the hotel where we stayed, Ruby's Inn, and I just grabbed one of these little pamphlets because, again, you never know what you might decide to cut from here. Like maybe I want to put that in my little traveler's notebook, or this, Hiking Bryce Canyon. So one of those. This was another drive that we did as we were leaving, but there's a brochure about that. Even if it's more of an advertising brochure, don't be afraid to take it, because you never know what you might want to use to cut up inside. But you get the idea there. This was a free map. So lots of different maps in here that I can cut. Well, not lots of different maps. Let's see. Oh, 2 maps. So there's a map. And maps are always fun to incorporate into your memory keeping for your travels. I'm not sure what I might do with this, but this was a geological cross-section of the park. Another brochure, which I've already cut into. Then there were little newspapers that I grabbed. I don't really know what's in here yet, but I'm sure I'll find out something to do with that. This was the visitor guide to the park. Again, I took both of those, or I took 2 copies. This was, gosh, I don't even know what this is yet. Again, I just started grabbing things, you guys. So in a lot of cases, the hotel where you're staying will have this. Maybe an airport that you're flying into if you're flying in somewhere. So, and nice, all of those things can conveniently fit into that larger bag. All right, let's talk about what else. The next thing, postcards. I love to collect postcards and add them to my either pocket page albums or my traveler's notebooks as I am documenting a trip. So lots of different postcards, and you can see. Now, I don't know what I will end up using most, if not all of these. A couple of these are bookmarks. One thing though, this one, I actually mailed back to myself while I was there. So I have the little stamp, postmark, it's even dated. I will use washi tape to fold that into my traveler's notebook, but that's even kind of a fun idea as well. So I have lots of those. And what's so nice about these things, they're beautiful photos, obviously, but they're also great for journaling. So I can journal on the back side of that. Postcards. Oh, and this is where I have an addiction. Stickers. So you guys, I have got so many stickers from this trip, just little gift stores along the way. And I will end up using most, if not all of those in my traveler's notebook. All right, now some things that are a little bit more dimensional, a little bit more fun. This was a patch. So the patch I am making, I'm actually just going to attach a little bit of Velcro to it, and it will be a nice little kind of swag there for my traveler's notebook. Then these little things, let's see if you can see these little things. These were 2 charms, and there's a lot about Smokey the Bear in that area because there are lots of fires this time of year because everything's so dry. And then this little Bryce Canyon charm, again from the gift store. These were fun, these collectible iron-on patches. I may use those as bookmarks in my traveler's notebooks that I'm using. These are also fun, these mini magnetic bookmarks. But the other thing, and these I'm really excited about, they had all these little tokens. And these I just bought in the gift shop, but BCNP for Bryce Canyon National Park, Red Canyon, another Red Canyon, and a Smokey the Bear. So what I have planned to do with those is to maybe sew in, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do something with little 2x2 pocket pages in my, a 2x2 pocket page in my traveler's notebook. All right, what else? Oh, I know, the last thing that I wanted to tell you, if you were going to a national park, a lot of the information centers in the national park have a stamping area, and this is really cool. But that is a stamp from the Bryce Canyon National Park. And so that date changes every day, but isn't that cool? So I happen to have my traveler's notebooks with me in the car. So I just took those in. Actually, I didn't take them in with me. When I saw that they had the stamps, I went out to the car and got them. But if you don't happen to have your scrapbook with you or your traveler's notebook with you, here is a tip for something else that you can do. So this was one of the bags that I got at that visitor center. And you can see I stamped right there at the top, that same stamp. And then on the back, I stamped a bunch of stamps because I thought, you know what, maybe I want to cut those out. Maybe I want to do something different with those stamps. So there's another idea on what you could do with that. So those are some of my tips for preparing, gathering all your materials as you are on your trip, as you are traveling. And then you have everything to start working with. So I am going to jump in and start working on my traveler's notebook. And once I have it done, I will be back and I will share how I took all of those things and worked it into my traveler's notebook to memory keep this particular trip. Thanks a lot. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.